Yeah, it only makes sense. I mean, I'm a troublemaker, no doubt about it. And I don't know, watch out for those black cats. I mean, Mindy's hot. You don't want to be the Cubs of 1969. Watching that black cat right across your winning streak. Look out.
Look out, that black cat. But I heard a dog bark and she was on the dog, so that's a good sign there. That's always a good sign being on the dog. But tonight we're going to the NBA as we have the Thunder here against the Hawks. Of course, Thunder gets everyone's attention, and of course, because of how well they've been covering this year. There's so many nicknames now for this team. But anyway, we got the Hawks favored here, minus 1.5 on the road, total 238.
Yeah, but the Hawks have earned the favoritism here, Tony, and maybe because both teams playing pretty well all of a sudden again, and well, maybe the Hawks just have that reputation right now being a little bit better. I mean, I don't know. Both teams are hanging around the 500 mark. It just feels like OKC is stronger than that because we think of them and all the money they have won for betters as a great spread team so far this season. So this total pretty high, 238. But look across the league. Here we go again. I don't know if it's going in cycles like a stock market, up and down, but all of a sudden the scores are high again after I don't know, maybe it was a week to 10 days of trending lower. So I don't know if it's cyclical within some of the road trips, how the schedule's playing out, what teams are doing personnel wise, but these two teams have been on the right. Oklahoma City's actually gone under in four straight, but they are 15-8 to the over at home. They're also 37-18 to the over off of a spread win. They are averaging 116 and a half points per game. They do play a little bit slower of a pace at home. They're still number 4 in pace in the league. Meanwhile, Atlanta, they're 15-10 to the over on the road, 18-8 to the over as a favorite, and they've gone over in 4 of their last 5. They've actually stepped it up over the last 5 games above their average points, and now they're going 121 and a half points per game. They're averaging over the last 5 games while allowing 118 and a half points per game in the last 5. Still, that would just barely be a point or two over this one. But first meeting went for 235 points. That was actually an under the 237. Atlanta took a victory from 7 points, 121, 114 as 6.5 point dogs. But I think they can get over in this one still, just against one another, mostly because Oklahoma City, they should have a strong time inside. Atlanta's defensive woes, if you will, I think come mostly inside. With Collins in there, I think it can be a strong evening. Of course, SGA is going to get his from the outside. I mean, he's had 34 in the last game. He's definitely doing it every game. But I look for more inside play from probably J. Williams and also Lou Dort, maybe even J. Will Williams can. It's hard to keep those guys straight. It's like the Spider-Man pointing at each other, the two guys, but that's been a long. That joke's long gone. These guys are both pretty good. Yeah, J Dub is the one who does a little bit more scoring and a little bit more impact of a player than J Will. But both Williamses are, pretty good draft picks. I would say pretty good job by the Thunder. They've just done a great job with this organization. Meanwhile, Atlanta, if you're looking at I would think Collins could have a pretty decent game as well. Hunter is questionable for this game, so that's a little bit of an impact on possibly the scoring. I mean, he's a guy who's definitely in the mid-teens, 15, 16 points a game for Collins, so he's questionable. Okongwu's questionable as well, but when you got Trey Young, when you got Murray, should be able to take care of business there for Atlanta in the scoring department. I've got it going over. You talk about the props. I'd say J. Williams and Lou Dort are my guys. I like the over props on. I actually like Young a little bit under in the game, but maybe in just the other categories. I think scoring wise, this one goes over for me, Tony. Over the 238. Hawks and Thunder. That's an average total. You look at some of these, you got a couple of 245s on the board today.
Yeah, there are some, and boy, the way they put up the team combined for 280 the other night. And that Portland Spurs game was absolutely a wild one too as well. So yeah, we've been seeing some high numbers here. Of course, you look at the Hawks right now. You look over the current form here over their past 5 games, 54% shooting, giving up 51%. They've had their issues defending on the road as well. A team that has gone over in 15 of 25 away from home. You look at OKC, they're going over Ramona in 14 of 22 at home.
Yeah, the only thing that kept it away from a premium, I think, is the fact that Atlanta, number 9 in pace, they are just a bit slower on the road, and Oklahoma City just a bit slower at home than their number 4 pace. So, but again, the last few games they've kind of gone back up. So, against one another, there's always that fear of, oh, they've lined it too high. But again, I mean, this is just almost an average total as to what's going on league wide right now. It's funny, but some teams are those the championship teams, Tony, that are playing. To those, you look at what Boston and Miami did last night, a game that ended up, basically going off at about I don't know, it seemed like 217 or so, and it goes way under. So I don't know if those teams can end, they're the ones that end up being able to turn it up defensively come the postseason and leave these young run and gun teams, if you will, behind. But I don't know, when they get to face one another, it seems like they can go off. And that's what I'm pulling for here tonight with the Hawks and the Thunder. But, some of the, just seems like that little clunk of teams, with uh, Miami and Dallas, the Sixers a little bit, they get involved. They get these lower. It doesn't make any sense really with such discrepancy. But I guess that's the way it is. That matchups make the game. I guess.
Yeah, Hawks give up a lot of points in the paint here, almost 54 per a 48-minute game. Not a lot of size there inside here for Atlanta, so that's an area there also too that the Thunder could exploit and get that number up there. Hawks Thunder over 238. This one here will have a start time here of 8 Eastern time. All right, Ramon. Let's take a look over at Tony'sPicks.com right now, where you've been on absolute fire here. 1,555 units of profit last 7 days. That is all documented over at Tony'sPicks.com. Tonight we have a pretty good card for a Thursday in the NBA. Lots of college hoops. We also, for Tuesday, I should say, as well as NHL. What do you have going on over at Tony's Picks?
Yeah, my focus tonight, Tony, is on another 7 pack. I went 6-1 with my 7 pack yesterday in college basketball. I had another play late that came in as well for a 7-1 day overall in college basketball. Talk about those numbers, and that's pretty much where my strong suit has been during this resurgence to the top of the leaderboards. I'm 17 wins, 2 losses, and 1 tie over the last 20 games in college basketball. So I'm bringing a 7 pack of games for $35 over at Tony'sPicks.com. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. This card goes off at 7 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central. Includes games from the first 2 hours of start times today, and I just feel like it'll come through again when you're shooting at that 2 foot wide hoop. Just feels like they're going in every time right now, and just seems like everything I'm leaving on the cutting room floor is coming home too. So feeling really great right now with the current streak. All of my action is with Vindy in the NBA right now. Again, I'd probably come in with something late. Did yesterday, went 2-1. So we'll see. I'm not not down on the NBA. Certainly, these totals are, my specialty, and I'm trying to balance the fine line between the new trends and what I feel is, my first look to the under. So you're getting some overs from me of late, such as this game. So we'll see. Please subscribe to my weekly or 3 day, my 7 day or 30 day, so you can get all my plays when you need them. The one thing I'm trying to do, Tony, don't cheat. Don't cheat the package holders because you want them to get the best price, the best time with the best plays. So just waiting till the iron is hot, and that's when I'm striking. And on the college board, able to get things together real early because of the selection process. But we know what's going on right now with the NBA. You see these injuries, and this information cost me quite a few times already this season with personnel issues. So but it is easy to get a read by usually this time every day on the questionables, the doubtfuls, and how it's going to break. I think it's been real key also being able to get that extra point and a half, 2 points. You can read this, man. When you see a player's status, you mentioned it yesterday on the show. Trending upward, trending downward. That's the way it's going to go most every time. Follow those beat writers, just type in the player's name into Twitter, and you'll start to get those updates too. Get a real feel for what could happen with that personnel. So, NHL, Mindy and I, we didn't come to any conclusions. So I was worried because she's so hot in hockey, and we weren't able to come together on anything. So I'm not sure of this 5 game card, but I think I'm looking at something in the late game tonight that maybe we'll have a $15 play on. So please consider that 7 pack college basketball. I'm on a pretty strong run right now, and we're going to keep going tonight over at Tony'sPicks.com.
That's right. Get on board with Ramon Scott over at Tony'sPicks.com. We'll flash the numbers here again. He's been on absolute fire. 1,555 units of profit last 7 days. That is all documented over at Tony'sPicks.com. So get on board right now with Ramon. As he said, he has a 7 pack up there in college hoops. Had a huge monster day yesterday in college. Get on board there. Also, the long-term passes, the 7-day, 30-day pass is up there for you. 3 days as well. You get all of Ramon's premium plays for that period of time you select when you go to his handicapper page and you get signed up. Also, make note, Ramon always mentions late plays. I know many of you package members sign in early. They got to be in by 11 a.m. Eastern time. Any plays that the cappers put in between 10 minutes and 2 hours before game time, those are tagged as late steam. They're documented as late steam. Those are emailed directly to you into your inbox. We're a very unique service here that we can also add late service plays to our customers and not charge like, well, this is back in the day when they used to have the late phone rooms, but now we can do this digitally. So if you get the long-term pass from Ramon and he has a late play that he likes, and they're gonna put him in between 10 minutes and 2 hours for game time, that play is emailed directly to your inbox. You don't miss it, right? Because we want everybody to log in by 11 a.m., get your premium plays, and if there's more later, the cappers like them, they know when to put them in, so you can get it directly in your inbox and you don't miss a play, or you don't have to come to the site and check it out every 9 to 10 times a day. We don't want to do that to you guys. So check it out. The late steam is also included on the long-term passes, not the 1-day pass, because you're paying for a 3-day pass. You're gonna get 3 picks, right? So that's what you're gonna get. Or if you buy something off the pick checker, it's an individual pick. So there is your long-term pass to get those late steams. Or you can also just check out the site near game time, and there may be some late steam posted and sold individually, standalone. And you can do that as well. So go ahead and get signed up and use that promo code TonyT at checkout. You'll save 20% off. That's $66 off that 1-month pass. You can access Ramon's page by clicking the link you see there in the description. Click the All Cappers tab, and then you will land right on Ramon's page and go ahead and get signed up. All right, Ramon, we also put together a Twitter account for you over at Tony's Picks Ramon. The morning steam show, very successful show in the mornings here, Saturdays through Thursday at 9 a.m. Eastern time. A full rundown on the day's card as well. Of course, the conversation always continues. When we're not live, well, we could be right in the Discord where you can actually visit our community, very good community that we built here. A lot of help with Ramon and Mindy here into the Discord with a lot of sports picks here from the community members there in our Discord.
Yeah, they post them before. They show you their winnings. It's great fun. And one thing I do also, Tony, I'll just mention is that a lot of times we see the handicappers say, "Well, this package went off already. This package went off already." I'm pretty high volume, so I will come in and repackage late games and sell it at a pretty decent price. Often combining, upwards of 5 to 7 games for another just $30 package, just because the games went off at 4 and makes that package inactive. If I've got, you know 3, 5, or 7 games that start maybe at 9 Eastern or later, I'll come in and make a new package. So if you are looking to get involved in a multi-pack game package, still, I'm your man. I'll be coming in there and still keeping those packages fresh and updated. Make sure you get the best deal for your price over at Tony's Picks. My social media play tonight, Tony's going to come to you in the MVC. It's going to be Illinois State and Bradley. Head on over to Twitter and get that pick at Tony's Picks Ramon. Got you a free winner up there every day at the Twitter account at Tony's Picks Ramon. Also, don't forget, I've got 2 videos embedded in the site, my feature videos of the day, including our sponsor video today. That's going to come to you in the game between Chicago State and Stanford. The Chicago State team still barnstorming around the country again, and they're going into Palo Alto today to take on Stanford. Got a video for you up on the website right now with our sponsor, and my leaderboard video where I humbly had to talk about myself today is in the game between Cal Baptist and Texas Arlington. That's an 8 Eastern start, 5 Pacific, and that's our leaderboard video on our homepage outside of Tony'sPicks.com. We're back tomorrow with more Morning Steam, our last show of the week. Going to keep the winning going. We feel, Tony, when Mindy and I, we broke even yesterday, lost the juice. To us, the way we've been going, that feels like a big loser. Not great just to lose the juice, but keeps the keeps your winning streak still alive in a way, or keeps your profits in check a little bit. But no big deal. We just try to come back and hammer it with the chat. They might even got the best of us yesterday a little bit, which is a credit to them certainly. But look at that. I can't. You mentioned it. I mean, you put the numbers of myself and Mindy and the Steam team on some of those categories. There was one of them where Tony, how we do it here. They're based on $100 plays, right? It's a favorite X to win 100 or a dog 100 to win X. A very simple way of keeping score, if you will, to see which handicappers are hot. That way, no one's doing 3 units, 2 units. You don't know who's doing how many units. This way, you're just really seeing the win-loss record and the 100 basis points, if you will. And if you added up Tiffany and myself and the team Steam in one of the categories, I believe it was 30, you're up 7 dimes in just a month playing $100 plays. I'd imagine once the winning kept rolling, you might even be stepping up your unit size, or maybe you play more than that. So the price of the packages are minuscule compared to the amount of profits that you can make in those packages with Mindy and I and Team Steam over the last 7 days. It's really startling. So I'm happy. Thank you to all the subscribers that are, but the ones that aren't, where are you? I know it's tough. Some people don't want to pay for picks. It's tough to, want to pay when you're just trying to win the money. But man, those numbers are proven right there on Tony's Picks website. We just put in the plays like we're betting the games, and then they're graded by a third party source. So these numbers are real and in real time. So if you're struggling, if you're not sure of the games, just pick up a package, get the winning started, stop whining, and start winning over at Tony'sPicks.com.
That's right, guys. Get on board here with Ramon Scott over at Tony's Picks. We wanted to show you where the extra plays are here on the. Let's click the premium tab. This is our members area here. Yeah, everybody can get in and see it there. There we go with Ramon's a video play here from our sponsor, as well as our homepage. We have another video there from Ramon on the homepage as well. Here, I got to navigate on the standalone browser. Let me put the browser back up here. Let me navigate this here, and it'll take us back to the homepage. And there you go. You'll find the homepage at Tony'sPicks.com. You scroll down, and you will find Ramon video here. Oh, let's see here. There's always trick. Oh, I got to use the full browser. All right, scroll it down here. You'll see it here. Free pick of the day right by the pick ticker. So go ahead and check it out. Of course, the conversation also continues over at Discord. You'll find Ramon in there as well. Me and a lot of the cappers here as well. And, of course, don't forget our community, who drops a lot of great betting information and picks there in our Discord. So check it out. All right, Ramon, as always, great having you on the show. Continue that success, and we'll talk with you again tomorrow.
All right, let's change that to eyes closed thumbnail.
I know that, right? I know that. We need to change it. That's right.
Throwing some darts, picking winners, Tony. You told me, don't worry about what's going on. Just pick the winners And ever since you said that, look what's happened. I'm on one of my, I want to say usual roles, but another great role. I mean, putting it up there big time over the last 72 hours since all that BS started. So uh, just you tell me to focus, and that's what I do.
You did indeed. Well, got the mind on right here. So get on board with Ramon. He's been on absolute fire. Ramon, have a great